Hello?
Software? Okay, so.
Y'all are here for business, right?
Yes.
All right, so Max will be coming around with a spreadsheet to track attendance, so when he comes around, just be sure to tell him your name. So before we get into everything, I just want to go over some administrative stuff. So first, if you don't have Slack already, be sure to download it both on your laptop. You can use the app or the website, and on your phone, because we'll be sharing all of our updates there. So for business, the 3 main channels are hashtag sponsorship, hashtag outreach, and hashtag communications. So you probably want to join those. And sorry. Yeah. And then I also like to show you guys how to access workshop materials. So like if you're ever not here, then you know where to find stuff. Is this showing on the screen? Can you guys see Drive? Yeah. So the 2021 folder should be shared with all of you guys. And if you go into Logo Look at 2021-22 and double click there, there will be pre-season and then business. And then you'll see workshop recordings and workshop slides. So both of those will be there. So if you ever want to reference back to it, you can just go there and see all the information.
And can you go back to the presentation?
Yeah, I just want to emphasize attendance and involvement. So attendance is a really big thing that we like to keep track of over here since we have a really big team, but we can't take everyone to competitions. We really look into attendance and involvement to see who we can take because there are very limited spots, especially now with COVID and even before. And attendance is also really important to see who can qualify for leadership and participate in our big activities like the National Advocacy Conference. So the first part that we're going to go over in this workshop is the social media. So currently our 2 main social media platforms are Instagram and Twitter. So if you're not following those, be sure to follow those. And we do want to really expand our social media presence this year, and we're hoping to do that using TikTok and Reels. And we're also planning on starting it at Spotify/Apple Podcast about STEM advocacy and STEM education. Sorry. So yeah, we're planning on starting that podcast. If any of you are interested in doing that, please let me know. And on social media, we primarily share meetings. So on our stories, we share the meeting times and updates about meetings or cancellations of sessions, or we do together winter break or Thanksgiving break. And we share team updates and team pictures, outreach events, awards, competitions, and new leaders. So to make all of our social media materials, we primarily use Canva. So with a show of hands, how many of you have used Canva before? So a good majority of you. It's blocked on the school Wi-Fi, which is really sad because it's really helpful for pretty much any class that you need to do presentations or graphic designing. But that's what we use, and if you don't know how to use it, there are a lot of really good Canva tutorials. Like if you go onto YouTube and search Canva Design School, Canva has their own channel just entirely on graphic design and how to use Canva. So those are really helpful if you want to get used to use the platform because it's a big thing to use. And we also take a lot of pictures during meetings and competitions. So if you're interested in photography or videography, that will definitely be something that you can do. You can go into the pits and take some of these pictures. You can go by the competition field and take pictures of the robot in action and us in the stands. And so we also cooperate with a lot of first teams on social media. Like we used to use Twitter a lot to get to know a lot of the other FSC teams throughout the country and host outreach events with them and see like if they're hosting STEM nights and if they want us to be there. We collaborated with FTC teams and FLL teams in our area to host FLL workshops and host a junior FLL tournament. So those are some of like the outreach and social media process that we do. And then we also have a website where we have a lot of blog posts that just share our project and new updates. And so we share new leaders, competitions, and results. And it's a really good place for sponsors and other teams to contact us and just get to know us, what we do in our past season of history. So,
Can you escape that?
yeah, so in case you guys haven't seen this before, our website is team533.org, and this is currently what it looks like. So if you scroll down, you can see like what we did last year. So last year we did the 2021 Game Design Challenge, and our submission was Operation Foil Toil. So we have all of the information about that, and you can see what we did, what we tagged on Onshape, because we were in videos and mechanical. And yeah, that's pretty much the main thing I want to share with you guys, just in case you haven't seen it. So that's pretty much the main things that you guys need to know about social media. It's pretty small right now. We haven't used it a lot over the past year, but we definitely want to get that up and going a lot more this year, not only in person. And another big thing that we use for communication, especially with our deputy sponsors, parents, families, and other team members, to make sure that they're updated on what we're doing, is a local newsletter. So we send it out at least 3 times a year. We have the preseason newsletter, so that kind of goes over what we're doing right now, workshops, that kind of thing. One for the bill season, which we try to do bi-weekly, but that's like the ideal situation. Usually we send it out monthly. And we have a final postseason newsletter. And we develop it using MailChimp, so I'll show you what that looks like in a bit too. So the preseason newsletter mostly goes over our off-season initiatives. So a year ago, we did the Catathon, where anyone who was interested in CAT could CAT a robot for, I believe it was Infinite Recharge Robot. And that was a really big thing that we did, so you can see that in the bottom right corner. We've done some internal competition, so we kind of split up into teams, and we had a robot and come up with a strategy and some sample code for past seasons. So last year, we had everyone come up with a robot and sample code for Steamworks. And
Just 1 second. Has anybody not signed in? You did not sign in? Okay.
And we also talk about workshops, like mechanical workshops, business workshops, like this one, creative software. We also did a lot of off-season competitions before COVID happened, so we went to Bunny Box and Iowa for Deep Space. And we also share recruitment events and the start of school year updates, because those are pretty important for sponsors, since we're not always updating on what's going on with the school, ACL, and us. So the build season newsletter is a really big one, because build season is the prime season. It goes on from January to March, and then it's competitions from March and onwards. And so we introduce the theme of our game for the season and go over a strategy in the very first newsletter. So that goes out within the first 2 weeks of January, because the first Saturday of January is our kickoff, where we plan all of that out. Then we also use the rest of the bi-weekly newsletters to share our progress on the robot and the code with both non-technical and technical fields. And so, like in the 2019-2020 season, our newsletter mostly highlighted our progress in the technical fields like strategy and scouting, like we really used our scouting app to help us figure out which teams we wanted to form alliances with. And we also made a lot of progress that year in creative fields like spirit, graphics, visuals. Like, I'm sure most of you saw this.
I don't check them all for.
That was a big thing that we wanted to share with everybody.
Okay.
And the postseason newsletter is the final newsletter that we send out in the year, and it just shares the results and final products of the build season. So what did our robot finally look like? How did we perform? Did we place? Did we go to districts? All of that good stuff. And we present plans for summer and off season and any goals that we might have for the next year. So I just wanted to show you guys a little bit around MailChimp so that you guys can familiarize yourself with how the new newsletter is made.
Okay, Max.
All right, so that wants us to answer security questions, so we're just gonna do that later. Max has my laptop, so we'll probably deal with that. And the final thing I wanted to go over with you guys was the essays. So there are two really big essays in FRC, which are the chairman's essay and the dean's essay. And so the chairman's essay is the most prestigious award that can go to any first team in the world. And so it goes with the chairman's video, which the creative team makes, and we write the chairman's essay. And so it's given to the team that best emulates the mission of FIRST. The FIRST stands for the inspiration and recognition of science and technology. So the main focus is that we should be able to exemplify the true meaning of FIRST, the measurable impact on participants, school, the community, with an emphasis on promoting science and technology through FIRST programs. So essentially what they want us to do is outreach, and I write an essay about it with lots of documentation because they want to see measurable impacts, so they want to see photos, they want to see data of what exactly have we done, how many people have we impacted through what we've done. And so there's two main parts to the essay, the executive summary and the entire essay, and then it's followed up by an interview process, which is a total of 12 minutes. So you get 7 minutes to present all of the outreach that you've done for the year and what you discussed in your essay in the presentation format, and then 5 minutes of Q&A. And Olivia wrote it 2 years ago, so we wouldn't have it.
Yeah, so 2 years ago, back when we still did in-person competition, I helped to write the chairman's essay. And I think it's a really great process if you want to know more about what our team has done, not only in like the span of the 4 years or however many years you're on the team, but through long term. Like while writing that essay, I was able to talk a lot about the long-term impact of for the logo on like the Loudoun County community and some of our longer initiatives, many of which happened before I was on the team. And one of the good things about the chairman's essay is that there's no required structure. It's not like a school essay where you have to write everything out in a certain format. Like I don't know if you can see the sort of sample, but we kind of got creative with that. We wrote it from the perspective of our robot. And he was the one describing our team. So there's plenty of opportunities to get creative and write this essay while still share important information about how we help the community.
Right, so if you guys want to know more about the chairman's essay, I have some information down here. So this is the official FIRST website about the chairman's award, and it has and the dean's list award, and what that would and how that works. For the overview, the description, the eligibility. There is a Hall of Fame, so you can see all of the world winners who won the chairman's essay. You can see all of the work that they did. It's actually really cool. Like one of the people that won last year had like a huge impact. Like they had an international impact. Like they, I think, worked with like some teams in Asia. So there's some workshops for kids there. So that was really cool. And we have our past essay, so you can also see a screenshot down in the bottom corner. So if you guys want to know more feel free to take a look at that. And the second essay slash award is a Dean's List essay. So this one is particularly not for the team, it's more an individual base. So we nominate one 10th or 11th grade boy and one 10th or 11th grade girl to qualify for this award. And so there's 3 levels that go to this. There's semi-finalists, who are the people that we nominate, or the people who nominate throughout the country. Finalists, so those are the people who were interviewed and selected at the district or regional championships. And then the final winners, who are the FRC students who are selected at Worlds to receive the final award. And it's awarded by the team, so they were the founders of FIRST, all grade aspects, and they're awarded to students who demonstrate leadership to the core values, increase awareness of FIRST, so that can be any aspect of FIRST, junior, FLM, FCC, and FRC. They show interest in long-term commitment to FIRST, so again, if you've done FLM or FCC before, that shows long-term commitment. The impact that they've had on their team, their technical expertise and passion, and that they demonstrate entrepreneurship and creativity. And most of all, and this is like a really big thing that they like to see, is that they want to see the nominees motivating and leading fellow team members and their community. So the submission involves 4 essays attesting to why a student was nominated. There are 1,000 characters each, so they're pretty short. We just kind of interview the students who we nominate, and so if you're interested in journalism, that's probably something that you might enjoy to do, interviewing the students and the building and the area. And the semi-finalists do have a 5 to 7 minute interview at the district and regional championships. And that was pretty much all I had to say for you guys today. Like, these are very short workshops, they're pretty straightforward. It's the main thing for business is we want you to get hands-on experience. So you guys have the rest of the time to work on your homework. I don't have this on homework. You just have to make a social media post, or you can talk, tweet, whatever fits your fancy, or verbal letter and share it with us. We do have a meme account, and we really appreciate memes here. If you want to make a meme, go for it. Olivia runs the meme account, you can share it with her. We would love to see your name. Yeah, I'll just be walking around and answer questions. The rest of the time is